So this here is the very first bridge that I built for Mrs. W, the Christmas bridge. And I built this on her running trail because she had no way of getting across the stream. And I think that was the first one. I think that was the first one that I built. I'll splice in some clips here. I'm also building a road. It's kind of interesting, you know, now that we've been here for almost 10 years, you kind of get different areas that you just travel over and over again, just the natural flow or the natural place for a road. And so I put that, the Rhino 6-way blade on, and I started building road the other day. So you can see here, yeah, that was just a couple days ago. So this is going to do a couple things. It's really smooth, so you can really bomb and go fast. It's really nice on the quads because it's just been so rough in the field before. And so that will act as it'll do a couple different things. It's going to give us a really great fire break. It's going to bisect the property down here so that I can, you know, fast attack, I can get to it. And also it's going to act to stop any ground fire right there. So that's really good. And I've just starting to put a crown in it, and I'll ditch it and all that so that it'll last and hold up well. I also did my first roundabout. So that's the rock pile there you can see from the original homesteaders. This was all dry land farming. And so all of those rocks, and there's about 4 piles like that, were all stacked there by hand. And they must have picked a lot of rocks because there isn't a single rock in the field. I laugh sometimes. I can imagine those old timers that came through here and cleared all of the timber out and all of the trees so that they could plant wheat and crops. To see someone coming back in and replanting trees is, it'd probably just break their heart after all the work that they went to. So here you can see are some of the little ones. Now these were trees that were planted, I believe, 4 seasons ago, and we didn't know if they were going to make it. And we, as I said, we planted 2,000 of them, and we don't have very many left. But you can see there's some ponderosa pines there. They're doing really good. And that's the way, you know, here, what we have here is you've got an open field that has just been farmed, you know, for 100 years or so. So there's not a lot of nutrients in the soil, and they're really exposed out here. So it's hard for them to get going. And when you plant that many, you know, you can't come down and irrigate and mulch everything. It's just, the job is just too big. So we just kind of hope for the best, and you can see the little ones that are left over. There's another one there. Just not too many, not too many. Mrs. W puts little flags around them so that when the kids are riding, no one runs over them with dirt bikes. That might be a fir right there. Is that a little fir? Let's see, I can't tell. Is that a pine or a fir? Looks kind of like a pine, but they're little. But they're really sturdy. You know, in this subalpine area, it's hard on trees. You know, they grow slow because it's just such an austere environment. But if they made it this far, they will definitely last. So I'll show you one more thing. I'll give you a little aerial here. And you'll probably see some of those little guys down there. Not very many. Not very many. Most of them took off over here in this area, and you can just see them dispersed out there. And there, we planted all the way, that whole field was planted, and everything in the interior, it didn't make it. So the roundabout is going to be kind of, that's the central, pretty much the center point of the property. And you either cross the stream and come in here, and you go various different directions. So I got the direction punched in this road down over to Mrs. W's Christmas bridge. And then I will do another road coming off of the roundabout off this way and up in there towards the heavy timber along the backside. So we'll do a perimeter around the whole property, and that will also protect the property from wildland fire that may start on the adjacent properties. Let me go over and show you our pond that we've been working on. Or we haven't really been working on, it's just naturally occurring. We've got a lot of cattails and such that we're trying to do some research on and figure out how to get those handled and some of those out of there before they completely take over. I don't think that there's any easy way. We're probably just gonna have to get in there with chest waders and just start yeeting them out of there. That's probably what it's gonna come down to. Either that or chemically treat them, and I don't want to do that because this is an important watershed. This is the start of a drainage that feeds some really nice rivers that we don't want to contaminate. This is really one of the great blessings on the property is 3 year-round springs. And this is one of the main ones here. Now that well house right there, that's where our water has come from. There's a shallow well there, and it's an artesian well, and it runs year-round. You can probably see the volume there. I don't know how much, but I'm guessing that's probably 50, maybe 30 or 40 gallons a minute. Sometimes 50. But it never stops running, and that feeds water and the pond and a lot of the flatter areas in here. But this is quite a thing to have water on your property. It's very, very important. What else can I show you? I guess that's it. I'll do some more videos on the road building. It goes really quick. At this time of year, you want to, if you're doing fences, driving fence posts, or cutting road, you want to do it before the soil gets hard. It's still soft and moist here, and it's easy. Just a couple of passes through there with that box blade, or that three-way blade, and you can get a nice road with a nice crown in it. And that's what we're working on. Let's go see if we can find the ladies there. I think they went over to mark some trees. Well, here you can see. So this was the second run that we did. This was 3 years ago that we put these in, and you can see that they're kind of in a line. What I did different is I put a subsoiler, which is just kind of like a plow, big deep deal that hooks on the back of the tractor, and kind of disturbed the soil so that gave them a little bit better chance. Their roots, a little bit easier for the roots to get down. And these did really well. And these are all ponderosas. So you can see most of them survived. They're really going to take off now. Now that they're this height, they'll probably grow a foot a year for quite some time. I don't think the sweetloaf is convinced that the drone is safe.
Yeah, it's come to that.
The way you lie sleeping, is it like before? There was a time, dear, that once you did love me, and there was a time that you loved me no more.
Pull as hard as you can. I don't want to get wet. Pull your boot up. Pull it up. You got to use both hands, Dagny. That's fine, but I want both boots. Give Mama both boots. No, I need both.
That's what it's done.
You're gonna have to pull it out.
Wash on night, wash on night, my first lady. They didn't play, didn't play, didn't play, didn't play, didn't play, my first lady. When the birthday falling down, falling down, falling down.